Welcome, and thank you for joining the Sleepy Cosmos channel. Tonight, prepare for a serene expedition beneath the waves as we delve into 100 astonishing facts about the ocean. This immense, enigmatic realm blankets over 70% of our planet. From ancient vessels resting on the seabed to bioluminescent organisms and submerged mountains that dwarf their terrestrial counterparts, the ocean harbors marvels both stunning and surprising. So, recline, inhale deeply, and allow your thoughts to meander like the gentle surf as we unveil the mysteries of Earth's most expansive habitat. Whether your aim is relaxation, enlightenment, or simply drifting off to sleep, these soothing narratives and intriguing truths will usher you into a peaceful slumber. Let us commence. An abundance of historical relics lie submerged, surpassing those found on solid ground. When one contemplates history, ancient structures and artifacts typically come to mind as residing on land. However, the ocean conceals significantly more historical treasures beneath its surface than all terrestrial locations combined. Over millennia, countless ships have foundered, ports have been inundated, and entire metropolises have succumbed to rising sea levels. These underwater sites preserve artifacts in exceptional states due to the scarcity of oxygen and stable temperatures, which impede deterioration. Examples include sunken Roman merchant vessels and the submerged settlement of Pavlo-Petri in Greece, recognized as one of the earliest known underwater cities. Contemporary technologies such as sonar imaging and submersible robotics are now assisting archaeologists in uncovering these hidden time capsules, revealing extensive chapters of human history that have remained concealed for countless centuries beneath the waves. Certain varieties of jellyfish possess the capacity for perpetual existence through biological immortality. Unlike the majority of organisms that age and eventually perish, specific jellyfish species can evade mortality altogether through an extraordinary process termed biological immortality. The most prominent illustration is Turritopsis dohrnii, frequently referred to as the immortal jellyfish. When confronted with harm, stress, or the effects of aging, this jellyfish can revert its cells to an earlier developmental phase, effectively resetting its life cycle. This phenomenon, known as transdifferentiation, enables the jellyfish to transform back into a polyp, a juvenile form that precedes its maturation into an adult. Because this cycle can be repeated indefinitely, these jellyfish have the potential for eternal life, provided they are not felled by disease or predators. This capability challenges our fundamental understanding of aging and has captivated scientists as they investigate the mechanisms of cellular regeneration. In numerous fish populations, individuals exhibit the remarkable ability to alter their sex as they mature. This phenomenon, identified as sequential hermaphroditism, permits a fish to transition from male to female or vice versa, contingent upon environmental or social stimuli. For instance, clownfish are born male and can develop into females if the dominant female in their group perishes. Conversely, some species commence life as females and subsequently transform into males. This adaptation ensures reproductive adaptability and contributes to the maintenance of population equilibrium. It also underscores the exceptional resilience of marine life to evolving environmental conditions. The most extensive mountain ranges on the planet are located beneath the ocean's surface. Submerged beneath the waves lies a subterranean world shaped by colossal mountain chains that extend far beyond any terrestrial counterparts. The mid-ocean ridges, for example, form an unbroken chain encircling the globe, spanning over 65,000 kilometers in length, vastly exceeding the Andes or the Himalayas. These underwater mountains are focal points of tectonic activity, where new oceanic crust is generated as plates diverge. They exert influence over ocean currents, marine ecosystems, and even global geological processes, serving as a testament to the dynamic forces that sculpt our planet. Certain marine algae demonstrate an astonishing growth rate, sometimes exceeding 1 meter per day. Specific types of marine algae, notably giant kelp, can grow at an incredibly rapid pace, occasionally surpassing 1 meter in a single 24-hour period. This swift proliferation allows kelp forests to flourish, creating dense underwater habitats that sustain a multitude of marine species. The towering fronds of kelp offer refuge, sustenance, and breeding grounds for fish, invertebrates, and marine mammals. Furthermore, these forests play a significant role in carbon sequestration, thereby contributing substantially to the health of marine ecosystems and the regulation of climate. The ocean contains a greater quantity of gold than all terrestrial gold mines combined. While this may seem improbable, the world's oceans hold an estimated 20 million tons of dissolved gold, a figure exceeding all the gold ever extracted from land. Historically, this gold has been dispersed extremely thinly throughout seawater, present in mere parts per trillion, rendering it invisible to the naked eye and currently economically unviable for extraction. Gold enters the oceans via rivers, underwater volcanic activity, and hydrothermal vents, continuously circulating within marine systems. Periodically, gold concentrates near specific underwater mineral deposits, igniting interest in potential future mining endeavors as technology advances. For the present, this vast expanse of gold remains an unseen, silent treasure, a reminder of the ocean's immense and largely untapped wealth. The ocean's deepest point surpasses the elevation of Mount Everest. The Mariana Trench, situated in the western Pacific Ocean, represents the deepest known location in the world's oceans. Its lowest point, known as the Challenger Deep, descends nearly 11 kilometers below sea level. To provide perspective, Mount Everest, the planet's loftiest terrestrial mountain, stands approximately 8.8 kilometers above sea level. Were Everest to be placed at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, its summit would still lie submerged by over 1 kilometer. The immense pressure at this depth exceeds 1,000 times the pressure experienced at the surface, creating an inhospitable environment where only specially adapted organisms can subsist. Notwithstanding its remoteness and arduous conditions, expeditions have discovered unique life forms thriving in this abyssal realm, challenging our perceptions of life's resilience. Over 80% of the ocean remains uncharted, despite the ocean covering more than 70% of Earth's surface. Experts estimate that more than 80% of the ocean remains unexplored and unmapped. This vast, unexplored territory encompasses deep trenches, submerged mountain ranges, and abyssal plains that continue to be enigmatic and poorly understood. Advances in technology, such as remotely operated vehicles, autonomous underwater drones, and sophisticated sonar mapping systems, have begun to unveil the ocean's secrets, regularly revealing new species and geological formations. The ocean persists as one of Earth's final frontiers, holding countless unknowns that may fundamentally alter our understanding of biology, geology, and climate in the years ahead. Sea otters employ stones as tools to access shellfish. Sea otters are among the select few animals observed using tools in their natural environment, with a simple rock being their preferred implement. These intelligent mammals descend to the ocean floor to gather shellfish such as clams, sea urchins, and mussels. To crack open these hard shells, they either bring a rock with them or utilize a rock on the seabed as an anvil. By repeatedly striking or pounding their prey against the rock, sea otters gain access to the nutritious meat within. This tool usage requires skill and learned behavior, often transmitted from mother to offspring, demonstrating a surprising level of intelligence and cultural transmission in these marine mammals. More species inhabit the ocean than reside on land. The ocean stands as the Earth's most biologically diverse habitat, with scientists estimating that it harbors millions more species than those found on land. From microscopic plankton to colossal whales, Marine biodiversity spans innumerable ecosystems, including coral reefs, kelp forests, deep-sea vents, and polar ice margins. A multitude of marine species remain undiscovered, particularly in the deep sea and remote regions, making the ocean a vast and largely unexplored repository of life. This richness sustains intricate food webs and plays a pivotal role in global ecological equilibrium. The ocean's coral reefs represent some of the most biodiverse ecosystems on the planet. Coral reefs occupy less than 1% of the ocean floor, yet support approximately 25% of all marine species, earning them the moniker rainforests of the sea. These vibrant ecosystems are constructed by minuscule coral polyps, which secrete calcium carbonate skeletons, forming complex structures that provide sustenance, shelter, and breeding grounds for a myriad of organisms, including fish, invertebrates, and algae. Coral reefs are indispensable for maintaining marine biodiversity and shielding coastlines from erosion and the impact of storms. However, they are acutely sensitive to environmental stressors, such as escalating temperatures and ocean acidification, elevating their conservation to a global imperative. Submarine volcanoes give rise to new land masses and influence oceanic chemistry. The ocean floor is interspersed with thousands of underwater volcanoes, many situated along the boundaries of tectonic plates. These submarine volcanoes erupt continuously, expelling molten lava that rapidly solidifies to form new crust. Over time, these eruptions construct underwater mountains and islands, thereby reshaping the oceanic landscape. In addition to land formation, volcanic activity releases minerals and gases into the water, which in turn influence ocean chemistry and foster unique ecosystems. Hydrothermal vents near these volcanoes support remarkable life forms that subsist on chemicals originating from Earth's interior rather than sunlight, revealing an unseen world of life thriving under extreme conditions. The ocean's thermohaline circulation functions as a global conveyor belt. Thermohaline circulation is an extensive, slow-moving system of ocean currents driven by disparities in water temperature and salinity. Warm, saline surface water travels from tropical regions towards the poles, where it cools, increases in density, and descends into the ocean depths. This cold water then flows along the ocean floor back towards the equator in a planetary loop, frequently referred to as the conveyor belt. This circulation aids in the distribution of heat and nutrients across the globe, playing a critical role in climate regulation and the sustenance of marine ecosystems. Alterations or disruptions to this system could have substantial repercussions for global weather patterns and oceanic health. Certain deep-sea creatures possess the ability to generate their own illumination in the perpetual darkness of the ocean's depths, where sunlight never penetrates. Many organisms have evolved the capacity to produce their own light through a process termed bioluminescence. This inherent glow is produced by chemical reactions within the organism's body and serves various functions, such as attracting prey, facilitating communication, or providing camouflage. For instance, the anglerfish utilizes a luminous lure to entice unsuspecting prey, while certain squid and jellyfish employ light to disorient predators. Bioluminescence is widespread in the deep sea and represents one of the ocean's most captivating adaptations to extreme darkness. The ocean is home to creatures larger than dinosaurs. The blue whale is the largest animal known to have ever existed on Earth. These gentle giants can reach lengths of up to 30 meters, approximately 100 feet, and weigh as much as 200 tons, equivalent to the weight of roughly 33 elephants. Despite their colossal size, blue whales subsist almost entirely on minuscule, shrimp-like organisms called krill, consuming up to 4 tons daily during feeding seasons. Their immense hearts are comparable in size to small cars, and their vocalizations can be detected across vast underwater distances. Blue whales serve as a majestic testament to the ocean's immensity and the extraordinary scale of life it sustains. The ocean's salinity varies across different regions. Seawater does not possess uniform saltiness throughout. Salinity, which is the concentration of dissolved salts, fluctuates depending on location, temperature, evaporation rates, and freshwater influx. For example, the Red Sea exhibits one of the highest salinities among bodies of water due to intense evaporation and minimal rainfall. In contrast, the Baltic Sea has lower salinity owing to its substantial input of river water. These variations in saltiness influence water density, currents, and the distribution of marine life. Salinity also plays a crucial role in regulating oceanic circulation and global climate patterns. Some coral reefs are more than 10,000 years old. Coral reefs are among the most ancient living structures on Earth, with certain reefs exhibiting continuous growth for over 10,000 years. These ancient reefs have endured significant shifts in sea levels, climate, and oceanic chemistry. They form the foundational structure of vibrant ecosystems that support a quarter of all marine species. The longevity and complexity of these reefs make them vital for biodiversity, fisheries, and coastal protection. However, contemporary threats such as warming waters and pollution place these ancient ecosystems at severe risk, underscoring the critical importance of conservation efforts. The ocean hosts the planet's largest living structure. The Great Barrier Reef, extending over 2,300 kilometers off the coast of Australia, stands as the largest living structure on Earth. Constructed by billions of minute coral polyps over thousands of years, this reef system supports an astonishing array of life, including thousands of fish species, corals, and marine mammals. Its immense scale is so remarkable that it is visible from space. The reef not only provides essential habitat for marine life, but also safeguards coastlines from erosion and underpins tourism and fishing industries. Despite its significance, the reef faces grave threats from climate change, coral bleaching, and pollution, elevating its protection to a global priority. The deep sea constitutes the largest habitat on Earth by volume, while the ocean's surface covers the majority of the planet. Deep-sea regions, defined as areas below 200 meters in depth, comprise the largest habitat on Earth by volume. They extend over more than half of the planet's surface and contain over 90% of the ocean's water. This dark, cold, high-pressure environment is home to countless unique creatures adapted to extreme conditions. Despite its vastness, the deep sea remains one of the least explored regions on Earth, with numerous species yet to be identified by science. Understanding this habitat is fundamental to uncovering the full spectrum of life on our planet. The ocean's dead zones are areas characterized by critically low oxygen levels. Dead zones are regions within the ocean where oxygen concentrations have decreased to such an extent that most marine life cannot survive. These hypoxic areas are frequently caused by nutrient pollution originating from rivers and agricultural runoff, which stimulates excessive algal growth. As the algae perish and decompose, the dissolved oxygen in the water is depleted, creating inhospitable conditions. Dead zones can decimate local fisheries and disrupt ecosystems. Their incidence and scale have been increasing globally, presenting a significant challenge to ocean health and the human communities reliant on fishing. Hydrothermal vents sustain unique ecosystems powered by chemical energy rather than sunlight. Hydrothermal vents are underwater geysers found near areas of volcanic activity on the ocean floor. These vents release mineral-rich, superheated water that supports extraordinary ecosystems in the absence of sunlight. Instead of photosynthesis, organisms near these vents rely on chemosynthesis, a process where bacteria convert chemicals such as hydrogen sulfide into energy. These bacteria form the base of the food web, supporting tube worms, giant clams, and peculiar fish adapted to these harsh environments. Hydrothermal vent ecosystems challenge conventional notions regarding the prerequisites for life. The sperm whale possesses the largest brain of any animal. The sperm whale boasts the largest brain by mass, weighing approximately 7 kilograms or 15 pounds. This massive brain facilitates complex behaviors, including profound diving capabilities, sophisticated vocal communication, and intricate social structures. Sperm whales can descend to depths exceeding 2,000 meters to hunt squid, employing echolocation to navigate and locate prey in the abyssal darkness. Their intelligence and intricate social dynamics make them compelling subjects for the study of marine mammal cognition and the evolution of large brains. Ocean waves can traverse thousands of miles across the sea without significant energy loss. Ocean waves, generated by the wind sweeping across the water's surface, possess the capability to travel vast distances, sometimes spanning thousands of miles, with minimal dissipation of energy. These waves carry the force of storms far from their origin, reaching distant coastlines and shaping land masses. Swell waves originating from Pacific storms can be perceived as far away as Hawaii or the coast of California, demonstrating the remarkable reach of oceanic energy. This long-distance wave propagation influences marine navigation, surfing conditions, and even the distribution of nutrients in coastal waters. The ocean absorbs approximately 30% of human-generated carbon dioxide. The ocean functions as a significant carbon sink, absorbing roughly 30% of the carbon dioxide emitted by human activities, such as the combustion of fossil fuels. This absorption helps to mitigate global warming, but leads to chemical alterations in seawater, a process known as ocean acidification. Acidification can adversely affect marine life, particularly organisms that construct shells or skeletons from calcium carbonate, such as corals and shellfish. Scientists are actively investigating how ongoing carbon uptake impacts ocean ecosystems and its implications for the planet's climatic future. The ocean contains nearly 20 times more carbon than the atmosphere. The ocean stores an astonishing quantity of carbon, approximately 20 times the amount present in Earth's atmosphere. This immense reservoir plays a pivotal role in regulating the global climate. Marine flora, such as phytoplankton, absorb carbon dioxide through photosynthesis. Upon their demise, their carbon-rich remains sink to the ocean floor, sequestering carbon for centuries or even longer. This storage mechanism aids in maintaining carbon balance, but is also susceptible to environmental changes that can affect oceanic health and climate regulation. The ocean's phytoplankton populations experience seasonal blooms visible from space. Phytoplankton populations in the ocean undergo dramatic seasonal surges that are so extensive they are discernible from outer space. These microscopic marine plants proliferate rapidly when conditions, including sunlight and nutrient availability, are optimal. These blooms form the basis of the marine food web, supporting fish, whales, and other marine life. However, certain blooms can become detrimental, producing toxins that adversely affect marine animals and humans. Satellites are employed to monitor these patterns, tracking ocean health and ecosystem shifts on a global scale. Mangrove forests safeguard coastlines and serve as crucial carbon sinks. Mangrove forests flourish along tropical coastlines, providing vital protection against erosion, storm surges, and rising sea levels. Their intricate root systems stabilize sediments and mitigate the impact of waves during storms. Mangroves also function as potent carbon sinks, storing substantial amounts of carbon in their wood and soil, often exceeding terrestrial forests in carbon storage per unit area. These ecosystems harbor rich biodiversity, including nurseries for fish and habitats for birds, rendering them essential for coastal well-being and climate mitigation. The ocean's deep trenches are among the least explored regions on Earth. The deep ocean trenches, such as the Mariana Trench and the Tonga Trench, represent some of the most enigmatic and least explored environments on our planet. These narrow, profound valleys descend thousands of meters below the surface and remain largely inaccessible due to their extreme pressure and darkness. Despite the arduous conditions, scientists have identified unique creatures adapted to this environment. Exploration of these trenches aids in our understanding of the limits of life and Earth's geology, yet much remains unknown about these submerged abysses. The blob is a vast expanse of warmer water influencing Pacific Ocean weather patterns. The blob refers to an enormous region of unusually warm water that emerged in the Pacific Ocean in recent years. This warm water mass stretches over hundreds of miles and can disrupt marine ecosystems by altering currents and impacting the behavior of marine life. It has been linked to anomalous weather patterns along the west coast of North America, including droughts and shifts in fish migration. The phenomenon known as the blob illustrates how fluctuations in sea temperatures can profoundly affect climate and ecosystems. Oceans possess the capability to generate power through tidal and wave energy. They represent an immense reservoir of renewable energy, with tides and waves offering promising avenues for electricity generation. Tidal power, driven by the gravitational pull of the moon, utilizes underwater turbines to convert the predictable ebb and flow of ocean tides into energy. Wave energy harnesses the vertical motion of the sea's surface to drive generators. While these technologies hold the potential to supply clean energy to coastal regions and reduce dependence on fossil fuels, challenges persist in terms of scalability and environmental impact. Bioluminescent algae are responsible for the captivating spectacle of sea sparkle. Sea sparkle is a magical occurrence caused by microscopic marine organisms that emit light when agitated. At night, disruptions in the water, such as waves or movement, can trigger these algae to glow with a soft greenish-blue luminescence, creating dazzling effects along the shorelines. This natural light display not only enchants onlookers, but also serves crucial ecological roles, like deterring predators or attracting mates. Sea sparkle can be observed in coastal waters globally, offering a mesmerizing glimpse into the ocean's luminous life. The prevalence of microplastics in our oceans has far-reaching consequences for marine life at every level. Microplastics, defined as minute plastic fragments measuring less than 5 millimeters, are now ubiquitous, found from the surface waters to the deepest ocean sediments. Their origins include the disintegration of plastic waste, fibers from synthetic textiles, and components of personal care items. Marine organisms of all sizes, from the smallest plankton to the largest whales, can ingest these microplastics, leading to physical harm and the introduction of toxins into food chains. The widespread distribution of microplastics poses an escalating threat to the health of the ocean and the safety of seafood consumed by humans. The ocean contributes more than half of the planet's oxygen supply. While terrestrial forests are often recognized for their oxygen production, the ocean actually generates over half of the air we breathe. This indispensable function is primarily carried out by microscopic plant-like organisms known as phytoplankton. These minute life forms utilize sunlight to convert carbon dioxide into oxygen through the process of photosynthesis. Despite their diminutive size, phytoplankton are incredibly abundant, forming the foundational level of the marine food web and sustaining life on Earth. Without their continuous oxygen generation, the planet's atmosphere and ecosystems would be vastly different. The ocean's circulatory systems play a crucial role in regulating global climate. Ocean currents function akin to massive conveyor belts, circulating heat and nutrients throughout the world's seas. These currents help to equalize the climate by transferring warm water from equatorial regions towards the poles and returning cold water towards the tropics. A prime example is the Gulf Stream, which transports warm Caribbean waters across the Atlantic to Western Europe, maintaining a milder climate there compared to other areas at similar latitudes. Alterations in these currents can influence weather patterns globally, occasionally leading to extreme weather events, such as droughts or periods of intense cold. The ocean possesses its own meteorological phenomena, including underwater whirlwinds known as vortices. Much like the atmosphere, the ocean experiences dynamic weather systems below its surface. One particularly fascinating occurrence is the formation of underwater whirlwinds, referred to as vortices. These rotating masses of water materialize when currents converge or flow around obstacles, creating powerful spiraling columns of water that can extend for considerable distances. Vortices influence marine life by facilitating the mixing of nutrients, redistributing heat, and shaping habitats. They significantly contribute to ocean circulation and the dispersal of organisms, rendering the underwater world as vibrant and intricate as the sky above. The abyssal plains of the ocean represent some of the most level expanses on Earth, situated far beneath the waves. The ocean floor is characterized by extensive flat areas known as abyssal plains. These regions can span thousands of square kilometers and rank among the flattest surfaces on the planet. Formed by the gradual accumulation of fine sediments over millions of years, abyssal plains lie at depths ranging from 3,000 to 6,000 meters. Despite the absence of light and the extreme pressure, these plains sustain diverse animal communities adapted to life in this remote environment. Abyssal plains play a vital role in Earth's geological processes and ocean ecosystems. The massive ice sheets covering portions of Antarctica and Greenland hold sufficient frozen water to significantly influence global sea levels. The melting or expansion of these ice sheets directly causes sea levels to rise or fall, impacting coastal areas worldwide. Furthermore, the influx of fresh water from melting ice can disrupt ocean currents by altering the salinity and density of seawater. Such changes can destabilize climate systems, marine ecosystems, and weather patterns, underscoring the interconnectedness of polar ice and ocean health. Certain shark species possess a remarkable ability to detect the subtle electrical fields generated by the muscle activity of other organisms. This sensory capacity, known as electroreception, enables sharks to locate prey concealed beneath sand or in murky waters, even when visibility is poor. Specialized organs called the ampullae of Lorenzini are responsible for sensing these faint electrical signals, providing sharks with a distinct advantage in their hunting endeavors. This unique ability establishes sharks among the ocean's most effective predators and exemplifies how animals have evolved specialized senses for survival. The mesopelagic zone of the ocean is commonly referred to as the twilight zone, extending from depths of approximately 200 to 1,000 meters. This region experiences very dim light. While insufficient for photosynthesis, the light is still present enough to create an eerie, subdued illumination. Many inhabitants of this zone have developed large eyes to adapt to these low-light conditions, and some species produce their own light through bioluminescence for communication, hunting, or camouflage. This zone serves as a critical transition between the sunlit surface waters and the lightless deep sea, supporting unique ecosystems that have adapted to limited light availability. Coral spawning frequently occurs simultaneously across entire reef systems once a year. Numerous coral species coordinate a breathtaking event known as coral spawning. During this period, corals release their eggs and sperm into the water in unison, often synchronized by lunar cycles and water temperature. This synchronized mass spawning enhances the probability of successful fertilization and creates a vibrant cloud of reproductive material that can be observed from boats or even satellites. This natural phenomenon is essential for coral reproduction and reef regeneration, ensuring the persistence of these diverse and delicate ecosystems. Kelp forests, vast underwater areas populated by large seaweeds, serve as vital habitats for thousands of species. These underwater forests create intricate three-dimensional environments that offer shelter, sustenance, and breeding grounds for a multitude of marine organisms, ranging from minute invertebrates to large fish and marine mammals. Kelp forests also contribute to coastal protection by diminishing wave energy. They thrive in cold, nutrient-rich waters and play a significant role in carbon sequestration, making them ecologically and environmentally crucial. Certain squid species employ a highly effective escape strategy known as jet propulsion. By rapidly drawing water into their mantle cavity and forcefully expelling it through a siphon, squid can propel themselves backward at astonishing speeds. This sudden burst of movement allows them to evade predators swiftly and efficiently. Jet propulsion is a fundamental survival mechanism for squid navigating the open ocean, enabling them to combine speed with agility to escape threats. The salt content of the ocean primarily originates from volcanic activity and the weathering of rocks. The salinity of ocean water is largely a result of minerals that have been washed into the sea over vast periods. Two principal sources contribute to this. Volcanic activity releases gases and minerals into both the atmosphere and oceans, while the erosion of terrestrial rocks dissolves minerals that are subsequently carried to the sea by rivers. These dissolved salts accumulate in ocean basins because water evaporates, leaving the minerals behind. Sodium chloride is the most prevalent salt, imparting the characteristic salty taste to seawater. This process has been ongoing for billions of years, maintaining the ocean's salinity at levels essential for marine life. Many marine animals utilize the Earth's magnetic field for navigation. A number of marine species possess the remarkable capacity to sense the Earth's magnetic field, enabling them to navigate extensive ocean distances with exceptional accuracy. Sea turtles, salmon, whales, and certain fish can detect magnetic cues to locate breeding grounds, feeding areas, or migration routes. This innate magnetic compass allows them to traverse thousands of kilometers of open water, often returning to the precise locations of their birth. While scientists are still investigating the precise mechanisms by which these animals detect magnetic fields, it is evident that magnetoreception plays a pivotal role in their survival and reproduction. Certain species of starfish exhibit an extraordinary ability to regenerate entire bodies from a single arm. Starfish possess remarkable regenerative capabilities. If a starfish loses an arm due to injury or predation, it can regrow the missing limb. Astonishingly, some species can regenerate a complete new organism from just a single arm and a portion of the central disc, provided that vital tissue is intact. This capacity allows starfish to survive attacks and sustain their populations. Regeneration involves complex cellular processes that reconstruct muscles, nerves, and skeletal structures, making starfish a fascinating subject for biological research focused on healing and regeneration. Plastic pollution in the ocean can infiltrate the food chain through microscopic organisms. Ocean plastic pollution breaks down into minuscule particles known as microplastics, which are readily consumed by small organisms such as plankton and filter feeders. These tiny creatures form the base of the marine food web. Consequently, when they ingest microplastics, these pollutants begin to move up the food chain. Fish, shellfish, and even larger predators can accumulate plastics through their diet, potentially impacting their health and survival. This contamination raises concerns regarding the health of marine ecosystems and the safety of seafood for human consumption, highlighting the urgent need to reduce plastic waste. Ocean acidification poses a threat to shell-building organisms like clams and crabs. As the ocean absorbs carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, its chemical composition changes, leading to increased acidity. This acidification makes it more challenging for marine animals, such as clams, crabs, oysters, and corals, to construct and maintain their calcium carbonate shells and skeletons. Acidic waters dissolve the minerals upon which these creatures depend, weakening their shells and impeding their growth. This presents significant risks to marine ecosystems and fisheries that rely on shell-building species. Scientists are meticulously monitoring changes in ocean chemistry to comprehend and mitigate the long-term consequences of acidification. The ocean's surface layer, though only a few meters thick, is crucial for life. The uppermost stratum of the ocean, referred to as the surface mixed layer, is surprisingly thin, typically extending only a few meters in depth, yet it plays a vital role in sustaining life. This layer absorbs sunlight, enabling photosynthesis by phytoplankton, which forms the bedrock of the marine food web. It also serves as the primary interface between the ocean and the atmosphere, regulating gas exchanges such as those involving oxygen and carbon dioxide. Despite its limited thickness, this layer influences weather patterns, climate, and the overall health of marine ecosystems worldwide, making it a critical zone for oceanic life. Many marine mammals utilize intricate vocalizations for communication. Marine mammals, including whales, dolphins, and seals, communicate through sophisticated vocal sounds, encompassing songs, clicks, whistles, and calls. These vocalizations can transmit information regarding identity, location, mating readiness, and social bonds. Certain whale species produce haunting songs that can travel hundreds of kilometers underwater, facilitating communication across vast distances. Researchers study these sounds to gain insights into social structures and behaviors, as well as the impact of noise pollution on marine mammal communication. The ocean harbors underwater lakes and rivers, characterized by distinct chemical compositions. Beneath the ocean's surface lie unusual formations known as underwater lakes and rivers. These are accumulations of water with differing chemical properties, often being saltier or denser, and are contained within depressions on the seafloor. Due to their greater density, these lakes and rivers do not readily mix with the surrounding seawater and can flow along the ocean floor, creating unique ecological niches. Scientists have discovered such brine pools with exceptionally high salinity, supporting specialized organisms that have adapted to these extreme conditions, thereby expanding our understanding of oceanic biodiversity. The ocean's salt concentration has remained consistent for millions of years, despite the continuous influx of minerals from rivers and volcanic activity. The overall salt content of the ocean has shown remarkable stability over vast geological timescales. This equilibrium is achieved through intricate natural processes that remove salts, including the formation of mineral deposits and the biological activities of marine organisms that utilize salts in their shells and skeletons. This long-term stability in salinity is vital for sustaining marine life adapted to specific salt concentrations and contributes to the regulation of ocean currents and climate patterns. Some fish possess the ability to see ultraviolet light, which is invisible to humans. Certain fish species have evolved the capacity to perceive ultraviolet, UV light, a spectrum invisible to the human eye. This enhanced vision aids them in detecting prey, predators, and potential mates in ways that humans cannot. UV vision can improve visual contrast in water, particularly in sunlit shallow areas, and may be employed for communication through UV reflective markings on their bodies. This sensory adaptation confers an ecological advantage upon these fish, illustrating the remarkable diversity of visual capabilities within the ocean. Whale songs can travel thousands of kilometers. Whales produce intricate songs and calls underwater that can traverse extraordinary distances through the ocean's depths. These sounds can extend for thousands of kilometers, enabling whales to communicate across entire ocean basins. The songs serve multiple purposes, including mating rituals, social bonding, and navigation. The efficiency of sound propagation underwater allows these massive mammals to maintain contact in an environment where visual perception is limited. Scientists study whale vocalizations to learn about their behaviors and populations, aiding in the protection of these majestic creatures. Ocean currents can influence the dispersion of pollutants and marine debris. Ocean currents function as colossal transport systems, moving not only heat and nutrients, but also pollutants and debris. Plastics, chemicals, and other waste materials can travel thousands of kilometers, carried by surface currents to remote locations such as the Central Pacific Ocean, where they accumulate in vast garbage patches. These currents can distribute pollutants across international borders, transforming ocean pollution into a global challenge. Understanding current patterns helps scientists predict the movement of contaminants and develop strategies for mitigation. The ocean's apex predators, such as great white sharks, exhibit slow reproductive rates. Many of the ocean's top predators, including great white sharks, have surprisingly low rates of reproduction. These species typically mature late, sometimes taking over a decade to reach adulthood, and produce a relatively small number of offspring compared to other fish. This protracted life cycle renders them vulnerable to overfishing and environmental changes, as their populations require extended periods for recovery. Conservation initiatives are paramount to safeguarding these apex predators, which play essential roles in maintaining the equilibrium of marine ecosystems. Sea cucumbers play a crucial role in nutrient recycling on the ocean floor. Sea cucumbers, despite their unassuming and slow-moving appearance, perform a vital function in maintaining the health of the ocean floor. These soft-bodied creatures traverse the seabed, consuming detritus, decaying plant and animal matter, and minute organic particles present in the sediment. As they process this material, sea cucumbers break it down and excrete nutrient-rich waste, which enriches the seabed. This recycling process helps to maintain the balance of nutrients essential for the growth of bacteria, algae, and other microorganisms, which in turn support larger marine animals. In numerous marine habitats, sea cucumbers are regarded as ecosystem engineers due to their role in oxygenating the sediment and preventing the accumulation of harmful substances. Without their activity, the delicate network of life on the ocean floor could face collapse. The ocean's most dangerous inhabitants often employ venom or toxins for defense. Some of the ocean's most perilous creatures do not rely on speed or size, but rather on potent venoms and toxins to defend themselves or capture prey. The box jellyfish, for instance, possesses venom that ranks among the deadliest globally, capable of inducing cardiac arrest in humans within minutes. The stonefish, typically camouflaged against the seabed, injects venom through sharp spines that can cause excruciating pain or even death. Cone snails, which may appear innocuous, utilize a venomous harpoon to instantly paralyze their prey. Over millions of years, these creatures have evolved their poisons, developing complex chemical compounds that target nervous systems. While formidable, scientists meticulously study these toxins as they hold potential for the development of novel medicines, including painkillers and treatments for heart disease and cancer. This serves as a reminder that even the ocean's deadliest inhabitants can inspire life-saving discoveries. Some marine plants have adapted to survive in environments with extreme salinity. Not all ocean flora thrive in mild saltwater conditions. Certain species have evolved to endure habitats where salt concentrations are exceptionally high, far exceeding the tolerance levels of most life forms. In salt marshes and coastal lagoons, where evaporation leads to highly saline water, specific marine plants and algae have developed specialized mechanisms to cope. These adaptations include cellular processes that expel excess salt or store it safely to prevent cellular damage. For example, mangrove trees possess intricate root systems that filter salt from seawater, enabling them to flourish in saline environments while simultaneously providing coastal protection against erosion and storms. These salt-tolerant plants are indispensable for maintaining coastal ecosystems, offering habitats for fish and birds, and sequestering substantial amounts of carbon, thereby contributing to the mitigation of climate change. Their resilience demonstrates the capacity for life to flourish even in challenging conditions. The surface temperature of the ocean has significantly increased over the past century. Throughout the preceding century, human activities such as the burning of fossil fuels and deforestation have led to an increase in atmospheric greenhouse gases, resulting in a rise in global temperatures. The ocean's surface temperature has also warmed considerably, with significant implications for marine life and global climate. Warmer waters can disrupt delicate ecosystems, particularly coral reefs, which experience bleaching and die-off when temperatures exceed their tolerance thresholds. Fish and other marine animals may migrate towards cooler waters, altering food webs and fishing grounds. Moreover, warmer oceans can intensify storms and hurricanes, impacting weather patterns worldwide. Scientists meticulously monitor ocean temperatures because even minor fluctuations can have cascading effects throughout marine and terrestrial ecosystems, influencing sea levels, biodiversity, and the overall health of the planet. Oceanic white tip sharks are recognized as among the most aggressive shark species towards humans. Oceanic white tip sharks are large, formidable predators found throughout tropical and subtropical ocean waters. Oceanic white tip sharks are identifiable by their distinct white fin extremities and their inquisitive, sometimes forward demeanor around people. These sharks have been associated with numerous incidents involving survivors of shipwrecks and divers, where their investigative tendencies and tenacity can escalate into aggressive behavior. Unlike certain sharks that steer clear of human interaction, oceanic whitetips are frequently more inclined to approach and examine unfamiliar objects or individuals, a trait that can lead to danger. Despite this reputation, they fulfill a crucial ecological function as apex predators, contributing to the health of marine food webs by regulating the populations of other sea creatures. Sadly, oceanic white-tip sharks are currently classified as vulnerable due to excessive fishing and the degradation of their habitats, underscoring the urgent need for their protection. Microscopic viruses within the ocean represent the most abundant biological entities on our planet. Undetectable to the naked eye, oceanic viruses exist in such immense quantities that they far exceed all other biological life forms combined. These microscopic viruses play a vital role in marine ecosystems by infecting bacteria and other microorganisms, thereby controlling their numbers and facilitating nutrient recycling. When viruses eliminate marine microbes, they release organic matter back into the environment, which nourishes the microbial food web. This continuous viral activity influences the carbon cycle and helps maintain the equilibrium of marine life. Scientists estimate that there are approximately 1 septillion, 1,031 viruses in the ocean, making them the Earth's most prevalent biological entities. Although invisible, these minuscule agents profoundly impact the health and productivity of marine environments. Some corals establish cooperative partnerships with algae that furnish them with energy. Coral reefs are constructed by minute organisms known as coral polyps. However, their continued existence is heavily reliant on a symbiotic relationship with zooxanthellae, microscopic algae. These algae reside within the coral's tissues and engage in photosynthesis, converting sunlight into nourishment. The coral polyps receive the nutrients generated by the algae, which aids their growth and the formation of the calcium carbonate structures that constitute reefs. In return, the algae benefit from a secure environment and access to the coral's metabolic byproducts, which they utilize as nutrients. This mutualistic association enables corals to flourish in nutrient-deficient waters where sustenance is scarce. Nevertheless, when subjected to stress from alterations in temperature or pollution, Corals may expel their algae, leading to coral bleaching and jeopardizing reef health globally. Sea ice, which covers roughly 7% of the ocean's surface, exerts a substantial influence on the global climate. Primarily found in polar regions, sea ice reflects solar radiation back into space, thereby contributing to the regulation of planetary temperatures by helping to keep the Earth cooler. It also serves as essential habitat for Arctic species, such as seals, penguins, and polar bears. As global warming causes sea ice to melt, less sunlight is reflected and more is absorbed by the darker ocean water, accelerating warming in a feedback loop. The melting of sea ice also affects oceanic circulation and weather patterns worldwide. Scientists closely monitor sea ice as a sensitive indicator of climate change and a key factor in Earth's environmental balance. Mangroves possess the ability to desalent seawater to survive in coastal zones. Mangrove trees flourish in coastal areas where freshwater rivers meet the ocean, environments that would be too saline for most vegetation. To endure, mangroves have developed specialized adaptations for salt filtration. Their root systems function as natural sieves, preventing the majority of salt from entering the plant. Any salt that does permeate the system is stored in older leaves, which eventually detach, thereby removing salt from the plant's biological processes. This remarkable capacity allows mangroves to thrive in saline, oxygen-depleted soils where few other trees can survive. Mangrove forests provide crucial protection for coastlines against erosion, act as nurseries for fish populations, and sequester substantial quantities of carbon, rendering them vital for both marine ecosystems and climate regulation. Certain fish species possess the extraordinary capability to rapidly alter their coloration and patterns for camouflage or communication. This rapid color transformation is facilitated by specialized cells termed chromatophores, which contain pigments capable of expansion or contraction. Camouflaged fish, such as cuttlefish or flounder, adjust their hues to match the seabed or coral formations, aiding them in evading predators or ambushing prey. Color shifts can also serve as social signals during courtship displays, territorial disputes, or as warnings to rivals. This dynamic form of interaction and defense exemplifies the incredible adaptations that marine life has evolved to persist in the ocean's varied and competitive settings. Marine snow is a continuous descent of organic detritus from the upper ocean layers to its deepest regions. From the surface down to the profound depths, marine snow constitutes an unbroken cascade of organic matter originating from the sunlit surface waters. This snow comprises deceased plankton, fecal matter, fragments of algae, and other organic debris. It functions as a vital food source for deep-sea organisms residing far from sunlight. Despite its slow fall, marine snow transports essential nutrients that sustain life in the abyssal zones. This perpetual shower helps interconnect surface ecosystems with the deep ocean, playing a fundamental role in the ocean's carbon cycle by transferring carbon from the atmosphere to the deep sea, where it can be preserved for extended periods, even centuries. Seagrass meadows, situated in shallow coastal waters globally, are among the planet's most efficient carbon sinks. These underwater grasslands capture and store considerable amounts of carbon within their root systems and the surrounding sediment, a phenomenon often referred to as blue carbon. Seagrasses grow rapidly and trap sediments, thereby preventing coastal erosion and enhancing water clarity. They also provide crucial habitats for fish, turtles, and other marine creatures. The carbon sequestered in seagrass beds aids in mitigating climate change by locking away carbon dioxide that would otherwise remain in the atmosphere. The preservation and restoration of these meadows are increasingly recognized as nature-based solutions for reducing global carbon emissions. Some crab species have established a fascinating symbiotic relationship with sea anemones, which they carry on their claws as living defensive tools. The crab benefits from the anemone's stinging tentacles, which deter predators and rivals, while the anemone gains mobility and access to food fragments dislodged by the crab. This partnership offers the crab an effective means of defense without the need to produce its own toxins. By brandishing the stinging anemones at potential threats, these crabs can ward off attacks, illustrating one of the ocean's many instances of clever evolutionary cooperation between different species. Giant barrel sponges are among the longest living organisms in the ocean, with some individuals estimated to survive for over 2,000 years. These large barrel-shaped sponges filter enormous volumes of water daily, removing bacteria and organic particles, and playing a critical role in maintaining healthy reef ecosystems. Their slow growth and remarkable longevity make them natural historical records of environmental changes, with layers in their tissue documenting shifts in chemistry and temperature over centuries. Despite their ancient nature, giant barrel sponges are susceptible to pollution, climate change, and physical damage, making their conservation vital for preserving reef biodiversity. Numerous marine animals synchronize their reproductive activities with the ocean's tidal cycles, utilizing the regular ebb and flow of water levels as environmental indicators. For instance, certain fish, crab, and coral species coordinate their spawning events to coincide with high tides or specific lunar phases, ensuring that larvae are carried away from predators and dispersed widely. This tidal synchronization enhances the likelihood of reproductive success by aligning with the availability of suitable habitats and food for the young. The connection between tides and reproduction highlights the profound influence of oceanic rhythms on marine life, linking biological cycles to the gravitational forces exerted by the moon and sun. Certain fish have evolved the remarkable capacity to generate and detect electrical fields, which they employ for navigation, communication, and hunting in dark or turbid waters. Electric eels, for example, produce potent electrical discharges to immobilize prey or defend themselves. Other species, such as elephantfish and knifefish, emit weak electrical signals to locate food and interact with others of their kind. This electrosensory ability functions akin to biological radar, enabling fish to perceive their surroundings through electrical impulses when visibility is compromised. It represents an extraordinary adaptation that showcases the diverse methods marine life utilizes to experience the world. Natural oil seeps on the ocean floor release hydrocarbons into the water, fostering unique subterranean communities. These seeps create distinctive ecosystems where specialized bacteria metabolize the oil, providing energy for a variety of organisms. Communities of tube worms, clams, and other creatures thrive around these seeps, forming habitats vastly different from typical marine environments. These ecosystems demonstrate life's capacity to adapt to extreme conditions and utilize unconventional energy sources, underscoring the ocean's remarkable biological diversity and resilience. The Neuston refers to a community of organisms residing at or near the ocean's surface, existing precisely at the interface between water and air. This includes microscopic algae, bacteria, larval jellyfish, and drifting sea snails. Neuston organisms fulfill essential roles in marine food webs, serving as sustenance for larger animals and contributing to nutrient cycling. Due to their location in this thin, dynamic layer, they are highly susceptible to environmental changes such as pollution and temperature fluctuations. Understanding the Neuston assists scientists in comprehending how surface ecosystems connect to overall ocean health. Certain marine worms, like the Christmas tree worm, construct intricate tubes made of calcium carbonate that become integrated into coral reefs. These tubes offer refuge and protection, not only for the worms themselves, but also for other small organisms. By building these complex structures, marine worms enhance reef complexity and biodiversity. Their presence helps stabilize the reef, creating microhabitats that support a wide array of marine life. These tiny engineers play a surprisingly significant role in maintaining the health and resilience of coral ecosystems. Ocean waves are predominantly generated by wind, but can also be caused by earthquakes and landslides. Wind blowing across the water's surface is the most common cause of ocean waves, transferring energy and creating waves that can travel thousands of kilometers. However, some waves have more dramatic origins. Underwater earthquakes and landslides can trigger tsunamis, colossal, powerful waves capable of traveling at high speeds and inflicting widespread devastation upon reaching shore. While wind-driven waves shape everyday coastal environments and influence marine navigation, tsunamis serve as stark reminders of the ocean's dynamic and sometimes violent nature. Some jellyfish species are known to congregate in immense swarms that can extend for miles across the ocean's surface. These gatherings, often termed blooms, can significantly impact local ecosystems by competing with fish for food, obstructing fishing nets, and occasionally disrupting the cooling systems of power plants. Jellyfish blooms can be attributed to factors such as changes in water temperature, overfishing of their predators, and nutrient pollution. Their sheer numbers can destabilize marine food webs, yet they are also natural components of oceanic dynamics, reminding us of the delicate balance within marine environments. The whale shark holds the distinction of being the largest fish species on Earth, reaching lengths of up to 12 meters, approximately 40 feet, or more. Despite their colossal size, whale sharks are docile creatures that primarily feed by filtering minuscule plankton, fish eggs, and small fish from the water. They swim slowly with their enormous mouths agape, straining food through specialized gill rakers. Found in tropical and warm oceans worldwide, whale sharks are slow-moving and pose no threat to humans. Their sheer magnitude combined with their placid disposition makes them one of the ocean's most captivating inhabitants. Many species of seabirds utilize powerful ocean currents and prevailing winds to traverse vast distances during their migratory journeys or foraging expeditions. Birds like albatrosses and petrels employ dynamic soaring, a technique that capitalizes on wind gradients above waves, enabling them to glide effortlessly across extensive oceanic expanses. This energy-efficient mode of travel allows them to cover immense distances with minimal exertion. By harnessing ocean currents and winds, these birds connect distant regions of the marine ecosystem, playing crucial roles in nutrient transport and ecological connectivity. The ocean is the primary engine of Earth's water cycle, continuously evaporating vast quantities of water that subsequently precipitate as rain or snow over land and sea. This evaporation fuels weather systems and influences global climatic patterns such as monsoons and hurricanes. Warm ocean waters provide the moisture essential for storm formation, and the movement of ocean currents facilitates the global distribution of this moisture. Consequently, alterations in ocean temperatures can directly impact rainfall distribution, leading to droughts and floods that affect ecosystems and human societies worldwide. Certain species of sea slugs possess the extraordinary ability to sequester chloroplasts, the photosynthetic organelles, from the algae they consume and integrate them into their own cells. This process, known as kleptoplasty, allows the slugs to perform photosynthesis and generate energy from sunlight. Akin to plants, these sea slugs can maintain the stolen chloroplasts for weeks or even months, effectively transforming into solar-powered organisms. This adaptation blurs the distinction between plant and animal functions and demonstrates how evolution can lead to surprising survival strategies within the ocean's intricate ecosystems. Coral skeletons develop in layered increments, much like the annual rings of a tree. Each layer meticulously records information pertaining to the ocean's temperature, chemical composition, and nutrient levels at the time of its formation. Scientists examine these layers to reconstruct past climatic conditions and comprehend how the ocean has transformed over centuries or even millennia. By analyzing coral cores, researchers can track phenomena such as El Niño events, ocean acidification, and long-term warming trends. This natural repository provides invaluable insights into climate history and aids in predicting future changes, rendering corals significant not only for marine life but also for climate science. Certain fish species produce powerful sonic pulses by rapidly contracting muscles adjacent to their swim bladders. These sounds serve various functions, including attracting mates, communicating with other fish, or repelling potential predators. For instance, the oyster toadfish emits a distinctive boat whistle sound to establish territory and attract females. These acoustic signals can travel considerable distances underwater, overcoming the challenges of low visibility in murky or dark environments. This vocal behavior underscores the diverse methods marine animals have evolved to survive and interact within their complex habitats. Ocean eddies, swirling masses of water that can extend for tens to hundreds of kilometers and persist for weeks or months, play a crucial role in trapping nutrients and fostering localized marine productivity. These rotating currents capture nutrients from the deep ocean and concentrate them near the surface, creating zones rich in marine life. Such nutrient-dense areas support the growth of phytoplankton, which form the foundation of the marine food web. Fish, seabirds, and marine mammals often congregate around these eddies to feed, making them vital ecological features. By influencing nutrient distribution and ecosystem dynamics, eddies contribute significantly to maintaining the health of marine life. Crustaceans, such as certain species of crabs and shrimp, engage in elaborate mating behaviors, including courtship dances, displays of vibrant coloration, and even the construction of nests or burrows to attract partners. Following fertilization, many crustaceans exhibit parental care by safeguarding their eggs, nurturing them, and carrying the larvae until they are capable of independent survival. This level of care enhances the survival rate of offspring in a challenging environment. Such behaviors reveal the complexity of life strategies among marine invertebrates, extending beyond simple reproduction to encompass nurturing and protection. Hydrothermal vents are fissures on the seafloor from which superheated, mineral-rich water erupts into the ocean. These vents give rise to unique ecosystems that thrive in the absence of sunlight, relying on chemosynthesis, a process where bacteria convert vent chemicals like hydrogen sulfide into energy. These bacteria form the base of food webs, supporting a diverse array of specialized organisms, such as giant tube worms, clams, and shrimp. Hydrothermal vent communities challenge conventional notions of life by demonstrating that ecosystems can flourish in extreme, dark environments using chemical energy instead of sunlight. In certain marine areas, salt water is denser than fresh water because of its dissolved salts, meaning it possesses a greater weight per unit volume. This density differential leads to stratification in specific ocean regions, where saltier, heavier water sinks beneath less saline, lighter water. This stratification impacts ocean circulation, nutrient mixing, and the distribution of marine life. For example, areas where fresh water from rivers merges with salty ocean water often form distinct layers that influence plankton growth and fish behavior. Understanding these layers is crucial for studying marine ecosystems and their responses to environmental changes. A few deep-sea fish species, such as the barrel-eye fish, have evolved transparent heads that enable them to look upward while shielding their eyes. This unusual adaptation assists them in spotting prey, silhouetted against the faint light filtering from above in the dark depths. Their tubular eyes can rotate within their transparent domes, providing them with a broad field of vision. This specialized anatomy serves as an excellent illustration of how life adapts to extreme environments with scarce light, allowing these fish to hunt effectively in the perpetual darkness of the deep ocean. The ocean's plankton populations are highly susceptible to shifts in temperature. Microscopic marine life, known as plankton, drifts near the ocean's surface and is highly susceptible to shifts in water warmth. Even minor temperature increases can impact their development, propagation, and geographical spread. Given that plankton forms the fundamental basis of the oceanic food web, temperature-induced alterations can propagate throughout entire ecosystems, affecting fish populations, seabirds, and marine mammals. Seasonal plankton proliferations depend on a delicate equilibrium of light and temperature. Consequently, escalating ocean temperatures, driven by climate alteration, pose a threat to these crucial life cycles, with ramifications for biological diversity and global fisheries. Many sea creatures employ bioluminescence for communication in the absence of light. This capacity to generate light through chemical processes is prevalent in the ocean, particularly among inhabitants of deep or murky waters. Marine organisms utilize this luminous ability for diverse ends, including attracting partners, ensnaring sustenance, warding off aggressors, and signaling peril. For instance, some squids emit intermittent flashes to disorient adversaries, while certain jellyfish produce a constant luminescence to camouflage themselves against faint illumination from above. This inherent natural light display illustrates how aquatic life has evolved to converse and persist in environments with minimal or no sunlight. The uppermost thin film of the ocean is a distinctive environment for specialized microorganisms. This surface microlayer represents an invisible barrier between the atmosphere and the water beneath, merely a few millimeters thick. Despite its minuscule dimension, this stratum sustains a varied consortium of microorganisms that have adapted to its unique chemical and physical conditions. These microscopic entities play significant roles in processes such as gas exchange, nutrient cycling, and even the formation of clouds. Because the microlayer directly interfaces with the air, it is also vulnerable to contamination and climatic shifts, rendering it a vital yet frequently overlooked constituent of the marine biosphere. Certain ocean algae possess the capability to produce biofuels, presenting a sustainable energy prospect. Marine algae, encompassing specific varieties of seaweed and microalgae, are promising sources for biofuels that could diminish reliance on fossil fuels. These algae proliferate rapidly, efficiently converting solar energy and carbon dioxide into organic matter that can subsequently be refined into bioethanol, biodiesel, or biogas. In contrast to terrestrial crops, marine algae do not necessitate freshwater or agricultural land, positioning them as an ecologically sound alternative that avoids competition with food cultivation. Ongoing research aims to enhance biofuel production from algae and reduce associated expenses, potentially transforming oceanic flora into a crucial renewable energy resource for the future. The ocean's oxygen-depleted zones are expanding due to pollution and climate change. These dead zones are oceanic areas with such depleted oxygen levels that most marine life cannot survive. Such zones have seen a worldwide increase, predominantly caused by excessive nutrient runoff from agricultural fertilizers and sewage, which precipitates widespread algal blooms. As these algae perish and decompose, they deplete the available oxygen, leading to hypoxic conditions. Climate change exacerbates this issue by warming the water and diminishing its capacity to hold oxygen. Dead zones endanger fisheries, disrupt ecological systems, and diminish biological diversity. Comprehending and addressing the origins of these depleted zones is paramount to safeguarding marine environments and the human livelihoods that depend on healthy oceans. Certain fish species possess the ability to thrive in both saline and freshwater environments, such as salmon. Some fish, categorized as anadromous, can inhabit both saltwater and freshwater at different junctures of their life cycles. Salmon serve as a prominent illustration. They originate in freshwater rivers, embark on journeys to the ocean for growth and maturation, and subsequently return to their birthplace for spawning. These fish have evolved specialized physiological mechanisms that enable them to regulate their internal salt balance despite transitioning between diverse environments. This remarkable adaptation allows them to capitalize on various habitats and resources, but it also exposes them to hazards in both freshwater and marine ecosystems, including pollution, habitat destruction, and overfishing. The ocean floor harbors submarine canyons that surpass the Grand Canyon in depth. Beneath the ocean's surface lie profound underwater canyons sculpted by ancient river systems, sediment flows, and tectonic forces. Several of these canyons, like California's Monterey Canyon, are both deeper and more extensive than the Grand Canyon. These subaquatic valleys offer unique environments for marine life, channel nutrients and sediment from land to the deep sea, and influence oceanic currents. Their precipitous walls and intricate topography render them significant havens for biodiversity, yet they remain largely unexamined due to their extreme depths and inaccessibility. Some species of sea turtle employ the Earth's magnetic field for navigation across thousands of miles. Sea turtles are astonishing navigators, traversing vast oceanic distances to return to their birth beaches for egg-laying. Researchers have determined that they utilize the Earth's magnetic field as an innate global positioning system. Turtles can discern subtle variations in the magnetic field's strength and inclination, which aids them in determining their location and trajectory. This magnetic sensory capability guides their extensive migrations, even across immense and undifferentiated expanses of ocean, ensuring they locate their appropriate nesting sites year after year, notwithstanding the challenges of open water travel. The ocean's nutrient replenishment is facilitated by the upwelling of deep, cold waters. Upwelling is a phenomenon where frigid, nutrient-rich waters from the ocean's depths ascend to the surface. This movement transports essential nutrients, such as nitrogen and phosphorus, which are vital for the proliferation of phytoplankton, the foundational element of the marine food web. Upwelling regions, like those off the coasts of California and Peru, rank among the world's most productive fishing grounds. Owing to this nutrient influx, these cycles play a critical role in oceanic ecology, sustaining diverse marine life and influencing global carbon cycles by promoting photosynthesis in surface waters. Ocean acidification can impact fish behavior and their ability to evade predators. As the ocean absorbs increasing quantities of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, its acidity rises. This alteration in water chemistry can impair the sensory perception of fish, affecting their capacity to detect predators and navigate their surroundings. Studies have indicated that certain fish exhibit reduced caution and become more susceptible to predation in more acidic aquatic conditions. These behavioral modifications can have widespread repercussions throughout marine ecosystems, altering predator-prey dynamics and potentially affecting fish populations and fisheries crucial to human communities. Certain marine organisms can achieve lifespans exceeding 200 years, with the Greenland shark being a prime example. The Greenland shark stands as one of the longest living vertebrate species on Earth, with estimated lifespans surpassing 2 centuries. These slow-growing sharks inhabit the frigid deep waters of the North Atlantic and Arctic Oceans. Their remarkable longevity is attributed to their sluggish metabolic rate and the cold environmental conditions. The study of such long-lived species provides scientists with insights into the processes of aging and the long-term effects of environmental changes on marine life over extended periods. The ocean's surface reflects approximately 6% of incoming solar radiation, which influences climate. The ocean's surface reflects a portion of the sun's energy back into space, a phenomenon known as albedo. On average, roughly 6% of incident solar radiation is bounced back by the ocean's surface, contingent on factors such as wave conditions and the angle of sunlight. This reflectivity impacts Earth's energy balance and overall climate. Modifications to ocean surface characteristics, such as the melting of sea ice or an increase in cloud cover, can alter reflectivity and, consequently, affect global temperature regulation. Certain oceanic bacteria possess the capacity to decompose plastic, offering a glimmer of hope for pollution mitigation. Plastic pollution represents a burgeoning global crisis in our oceans. However, specific marine bacteria have demonstrated an ability to break down plastic materials. These bacteria produce enzymes that degrade plastics like PET into smaller, less detrimental components. While this natural degradation process is slow and not yet a comprehensive solution, understanding and harnessing these bacteria could pave the way for novel biotechnologies to reduce plastic waste and alleviate marine pollution. As our exploration beneath the waves concludes, allow the serene immensity of the ocean to gently settle in your thoughts. Remember, this vast, life-filled realm continues its unhurried pulsations beneath the surface, teeming with mysteries yet to be unveiled. May the cadence of the tides and the murmur of the currents lull you into a profound and restful slumber. Thank you for accompanying me on this tranquil exploration of the ocean's marvels. If you found this journey enjoyable, kindly consider liking and subscribing to the Sleepy Science channel, where curiosity meets tranquility each night. Sleep well, remain inquisitive, and until our next encounter, may the ocean's gentle embrace carry you peacefully through the night.